Did you know that only 0.023% of all the buildings in the world are net zero? And most of those are net zero energy, accounting for only scope 1 and 2 emissions and ignoring scope 3 emissions altogether. As the world's premier net zero certification body, we know firsthand that eliminating scope 3 emissions can be intimidating. For most companies, value chain emissions represent a much greater portion of their carbon footprint, more than 70% in fact, than operational emissions. And this is where the global network for zero difference comes in. We prioritize scope 3 solutions because these are the hardest to measure. Decarbonization across value chains and getting your building or business to zero means going beyond its confines. It means considering how clean the grid is, where the electricity and water come from, where the waste goes, and what transportation is optimal. We help you tackle these more challenging scope 3 hurdles and more. And one of the ways we can help you do that when it comes to buildings is embracing sustainable procurement as a strategy for eliminating this elusive category of emissions. At the heart of sustainable procurement is purchasing goods and services that consider environmental impact and can help significantly reduce the overall carbon footprint of a building. Some green procurement strategies include outlining environmental criteria for supplier selection, conducting audits on suppliers, and using products with environmental certifications such as Energy Star, FSC, or SFI. Engaging with your value chain and establishing long-term relationship with suppliers and service providers who follow these practices is critical. And by using this strategy, you can also gain the necessary data to engage with suppliers to reduce emissions in the product selection process and select suppliers with lower emissions profiles. Put simply, net zero targets and a net zero world are not reachable without scope 3 progress. Have questions about starting on scope 3 and finding the best strategy for you? Reach out to the Global Network for Zero today.